Very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV this Friday morning. I'm Ashwarya with you. Let us start the Breakfast News with the top headlines. Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate Indian Science Congress in Bengaluru. 2 Nobel laureates among 15,000 participants. Focus on reducing gap between innovators and farmers. Two-day Union Cabinet meet to review 5-year vision document of ministries, brainstorming on measures to create a $5 trillion economy. After Kerala's demand to scrap CAA, Home Minister Amit Shah chairs meet on countering protests on CAA to address rally in Jodhpur in support of the act. Health Ministry team to reach Kota to take stock of services at JK Lone Hospital. Over 100 children have died in the hospital in 1 month. And head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's elite Quds force killed by US forces in Iraq. Pentagon confirms General Qasim Soleimani killed at the direction of US President. Donald Trump tweets image of the American flag. Top story this morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 107th edition of the Indian Science Congress at the University of Agricultural Sciences in Bengaluru today. Now, this year's theme is Science and Technology, Rural Development. The 5-day event will bring together scientific fraternity across the world to discuss scientific innovation and research. The Science Congress will see 26 plenary sessions held concurrently. Over 1,500 papers will be presented across 14 fields of science and technology. And several senior scientists from India and abroad, along with several government officials, will be participating in the event. And 2 Nobel laureates, Stephen W. Hale from Max Planck Institute in Germany and Ada Yonath, a structural biology expert from the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel, will deliver public lectures. The convention will see the participation of over 15,000 delegates, including 8,000 students from across the country and 74 scientists from abroad. There will also be a Women's Science Congress, Children's Science Congress, Science Communicators Meet, and also science exhibition named Pride of India.
Mainly farmers, rural-based content. There is a huge divide between the urban and rural India, and science and technology, can play a big role in bridging this gap sooner. That is the reason why we have chosen this theme, Science and Technology, Rural Development. And 2 Nobel laureates, one from Germany, Professor Hell, and another Nobel laureate from Israel, Ada Yonath, both of them from the biochemistry and medicinal sciences. And about 200 distinguished scientists agree to participate in the 107th Indian Science Congress. As you all know, there are 14 sections in the Science Congress always.
And our colleague Aruna Thakur is now joining us from Bengaluru. She's tracking the Indian Science Congress very, very closely. A very good morning, Aruna. So, Aruna, it is very interesting that the Indian Science Congress's theme this time is based on rural economy. And, it is very interesting because, there has always been this refrain that we hear from everyone that the science, the innovations really are not able to reach the farmers of our country. Considering that, it is going to be a very significant Indian Science Congress this time.
Ashwarya. First of all, I want to tell you that within half an hour, around 10 a.m., the Prime Minister is going to inaugurate this Science Congress, Indian Science Congress, and talking about the agrarian crisis, because this is the first time this rural development theme is the focus of this event, and many innovative farmers are introduced, and there is a session of these farmers who by which they can represent their innovation to other farmers, so that they can motivate the other farmers and tell that these are the innovations by which they can do a better thing and do better agriculture. And talking about the other sessions like Pride of India, Indian Children's Science Congress, Women's Science Congress, they are the main other events. And I am joined by two awardee students who are in the participating in the Children's Science Congress, and they are also awardee of this event. So first of all, I talked to the team leader who is heading. Sir, tell me your name.
Yeah, I am Mr. Sidlingesh from Koppal district. I am from Karnataka. It's very proud that this is the first time that we are participating in this event, and it's a very beautiful program. We are very much obliged by the Dr. Harshvardhan ji sir and our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji to get us into the first time they are allowed us to participate in this program.
So tell me about the project name of your students.
Yeah, our student project name is Save Environment, Gain Money. He used plastic. Instead of plastic, we have used banana stem, and from banana stem we have prepared a cup and glasses also. From that they can do. They can utilize this instead of the plastic bottles and plastic, all the things. You can reduce the use of plastic.
See, Ashwarya, the team is very much motivated. They are saying that they have encouraged by the Prime Minister of India and also the Minister of Science and Technology, Harshvardhan ji, and they are the first time they are visiting here and presenting their models to other students. Ashwarya.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Aruna, for all those updates there. So in about half an hour, Prime Minister Modi is going to reach there in Bengaluru. He is going to inaugurate the Indian Science Congress, which is going to go on till 7th of January. And the theme this time is very, very important, as it is going especially to focus on rural economy and how to reduce really the gap between the scientific community and the agrarian community. And on to some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on a 2-day visit to Karnataka, earlier presented the KRISHI Karman Awards to the farmers from 21 states at a function in Tumakuru on Thursday. Prime Minister Modi also released 12,000 crore rupees to be paid as the third installment of the Pradhan Mantri KRISHI Samman Nidhi to 6 crore farmers on the occasion. And addressing the event, the Prime Minister said that his government has always given priority to the welfare of the farmers.
दशकों से लटकी सैकड़ों सिंचाई परियोजनाएं हो, फसल बीमा से जुड़े नियमों में बदलाव हो, सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड हो या फिर यूरिया की 100% नीम कोटिंग, हमने हमेशा किसानों के हितों को प्राथमिकता दी। कई वर्षों से किसान मांग कर रहे थे कि एमएसपी लागत का 1.5 गुना तक बढ़ाई जाए। ये ऐतिहासिक फैसला भी हमारी ही सरकार ने लिया। आपकी चिंताओं, आपकी जरूरतों को समझा, हमारी सरकार ने उसको समझ करके योजनाओं को लागू करने का प्रयास किया। हमने कृषि को टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में नहीं, पूरी समग्रता से देखा।
And Prime Minister Modi further said that political considerations by the state governments in implementing the PMKSY have caused severe losses to the poor farmers. He also listed various initiatives taken by his government to improve the agriculture sector, like completing the pending irrigation schemes, soil health cards, and 100% neem coating in urea. Fishermen from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka were also given deep-sea fishing boats and transponders to help them navigate in deep seas.
आपकी वर्तमान जरूरतों का समाधान करने के साथ ही हमारा ध्यान भविष्य की आवश्यकताओं पर भी है। किसानों को अनाज भंडारण, फल, फूल और सब्जियों के भंडारण की दिक्कत न हो, इसके लिए देश भर में कोल्ड स्टोरेज की क्षमता बढ़ाई जा रही है। किसान अपनी फसल देश के किसी भी हिस्से की इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मंडी में बेच सके, इसके लिए ई-नाम नेटवर्क का विस्तार किया जा रहा है। मछली पालकों को किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड की सुविधा से जोड़ा जा चुका है। मछली पालकों की सहूलियत के लिए बड़ी नदियों और समंदर में नए फिशिंग हार्बर बनाए जा रहे हैं। आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए 7,500 करोड़ रुपए का विशेष फंड भी बनाया गया है।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also visited Tumakuru's Siddhaganga Mutt on Thursday during his visit to Karnataka. The Prime Minister paid respects at the final resting place of Siva Kumara Swamiji at the Mutt. The Prime Minister said that he was feeling blessed to begin 2020 from the sacred land of Siddhaganga. He said that the government has been working for the welfare of people since 2014.
आज देश को खुले में शौच से मुक्ति का संकल्प सिद्ध हो रहा है। देश की गरीब बहनों को धुएं से मुक्ति का संकल्प सिद्ध हो रहा है। देश के हर किसान परिवार को सीधी मदद खेत मजदूरों, श्रमिकों, छोटे व्यापारियों को सामाजिक सुरक्षा का पेंशन जैसी व्यवस्था से जोड़ने का संकल्प सिद्ध हो रहा है।
And hitting back at the Congress and its allies over their protests against the Citizenship Amendment Bill, Prime Minister Modi said that in effect they are opposing the country's parliament. He also urged the agitators to instead raise their voices against atrocities on minorities in Pakistan.
कांग्रेस और उसके सारे साथी पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ नहीं बोलते हैं। जिस पाकिस्तान ने वहां की माइनॉरिटी के खिलाफ, वहां के हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई के ऊपर जो जुल्म किया, उनके खिलाफ इन लोगों को बोलने की न फुर्सत है, क्या कार्य है।
And Prime Minister Modi on Thursday also called on the scientists and innovators to widen their horizons, even as he assured them that the government was totally behind them. Now, addressing a DRDO event in Bengaluru, the Prime Minister said that along with air and sea, cyber science and space will define the world's strategic dynamics. In the days to come, the Prime Minister said intelligence machines will play a key role in the defense sector. Underscoring the importance of protecting India's citizens, borders and interests, the Prime Minister added that it is important to invest in future techniques and innovation. The Prime Minister also dedicated to the nation the Young Scientist Laboratories formed by the Defence Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, to do focused research in advanced technologies.
एक साइंटिस्ट पूरी अपनी जिंदगी तबाह कर देता है जी, तब देश को कुछ मिलता है। तो फिर खजाना क्या चीज होती है? आप तो अपनी जिंदगी लगा रहे हो, तो सरकार को खजाना लगाने में क्या जाता है? और मुझे संतोष है कि एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजीज के क्षेत्र में 5 लैब स्थापित करने के सुझाव पर गंभीरता से काम हुआ और आज बेंगलुरु, कोलकाता, चेन्नई, हैदराबाद और मुंबई में 5 ऐसे संस्थान शुरू हो रहे हैं और मुझे विश्वास है कि ये यंग साइंटिस्ट लैब्स युवा वैज्ञानिकों के विचार और व्यवहार को नई उड़ान देगी।
Now to some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to chair a meeting of Union Council of Ministers at Pravasi Bharatiya Kendra in the national capital today evening. The Prime Minister will chair the meeting to review the 5-year vision documents of various ministries and departments. As many as the 10 sectoral groups comprising secretaries of several departments are expected to give their presentations before the Council of Ministers. Now, key ministers including Home Minister Amit Shah, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Transport and MSME Minister Nitin Gadkari and Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal are expected to attend this meeting. The meeting will focus on ways to boost growth as well as private investment and also discussions on how to turn India into a $5 trillion economy by 2024. All right, let's get more details. Our colleague Panchanan Mishra is now joining us on the phone line. Panchanan, a very good morning. Panchanan, the Prime Minister had earlier chaired a very important meeting of his Council of Ministers on 21st of December. And in this new year, this is going to be the first meeting of the Union Council of Ministers chaired by the Prime Minister. What can we expect from the meeting?
Yes, morning Ashwarya, and it's an important meeting. It's a 2-day meeting of Council of Ministers. And it's exactly not the cabinet type of a Council of Ministers. It's basically there will be a presentation which will tell what is the review of this vision document prepared earlier by the various departments, ministries. There will be ministers concerned and also the sectoral group of departments where you assume that in finance, secretary will be there to explain the circumstances in finance and corporates. And their Prime Minister and other Council of Ministers will review the situation, and the focus is that how we can boost our economic growth. And also the 5-year vision document will be reviewed also. What will be the roadmap for the 5 years to get this $5 trillion economy for the India. So this is an important meeting, and it will last for 2 days, and there will be discussions also, and many important points will be there, which can also be incorporated in upcoming budget also. So through the perspective of our economic health of our country, it is an important meeting, and we have to see what will be the outcome of this important meeting.
All right, Panchanan, you keep tracking all those developments. We'll keep coming back to you on that story. And on to some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has criticized the Congress party and its allies for protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Now, speaking at Tumakuru in Karnataka on Thursday, he said that Pakistan always persecuted religious minorities and it is our responsibility to help these minorities.
कांग्रेस और उसके सारे साथी पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ नहीं बोलते हैं। आज हर देशवासी के मन में सवाल है कि जो लोग पाकिस्तान से अपना धर्म बचाने के लिए, अपनी जान बचाने के लिए, अपनी बेटियों को बलात्कारियों से बचाने के लिए, उनकी जिंदगी बचाने के लिए भारत के शरण आए, उनके खिलाफ कुछ जुलूस निकाले जा रहे हैं। लेकिन जिस पाकिस्तान ने वहां की माइनॉरिटी के खिलाफ, वहां के हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई के ऊपर जो जुल्म किया, उनके खिलाफ इन लोगों को बोलने की न फुर्सत है, क्या कारण है।
Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah has also described the protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act as mostly political, and he asserted that no Indian will lose his or her nationality due to the newly enacted legislation. He said this at an event organized by a private news channel.
पार्लियामेंट के अंदर मैं जो एक्ट लाया हूं उसको देखना चाहिए। एक्ट में कहीं पर भी एनआरसी का ना जिक्र है, ना किसी की नागरिकता लेने का प्रोविजन है। कोई प्रावधान ऐसा नहीं है जिससे किसी की नागरिकता जा रही, मगर एक सफेद झूठ फैलाया गया। मैं आज भी इस मंच से कांग्रेस के नेता राहुल गांधी और प्रियंका वाड्रा से कहना चाहता हूं कि आप हर रोज बोलते हो कि गरीबों की नागरिकता चली जाएगी, मुसलमानों की नागरिकता चली जाएगी, माइनॉरिटी को तकलीफ होगी। आप मुझे एक प्रोविजन बता दीजिए जिसमें नागरिकता जाएगी। पार्लियामेंट में मैंने एक भी सवाल को स्किप नहीं किया है, सब सवालों के एक एक नाम देकर गिन गिन कर जवाब दिए। जो भी मुझे मिलना चाहता है समझने के लिए, उसके लिए मेरे घर के दरवाजे 24 घंटा खुले, रात को 3 बजे भी घंटी बजा दें, मगर मिलने का एक तरीका होता है। पत्थर मारकर, बस सुलगा देने से, किसी की स्कूटी या मोटर सुलगा देने से प्रोटेस्ट नहीं होते।
And Amit Shah will address a rally in Jodhpur today to spread awareness on the Citizenship Amendment Act. More than 50,000 people are likely to attend the rally, where Hindi refugees from Pakistan live there. And Chief of the Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat met with all the three services chiefs on Thursday. And the first agenda of the meeting was to prepare a proposal for the Air Defence Command for all the three forces, Army, Navy and the Air Force. The CDS directed that a proposal to create Air Defence Command be prepared by 30th of June this year. He also set out priorities for the execution of a synergy by 30th of June. And some of the areas identified for the jointness and synergy include the creation of common logistics support pools in stations where 2 or more services have their presence. Story coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where 10 people were killed and 36 others injured when an overloaded private bus skidded off the road and fell into a deep gorge in Rajouri district of the Union Territory. The bus was going to Jammu from Surat Court and it was carrying more than the prescribed number of people. News from Rajasthan now. The centre will send a high-level team comprising experts from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur and health economists also to the government hospital in Rajasthan's Kota, where 100 infants have died in December. The team will assess the infrastructural gaps and the measures to be taken to prevent further deaths. The health economists will look into the gaps in the infrastructure of the JK Lone Hospital to ascertain how much funds will be required for strengthening it. The team of experts will carry out also gap analysis along with the state government officials in terms of critical protocols, service delivery, manpower availability, and the equipment for maternal, newborn and pediatric care services at the hospital. And now a special segment on environment and climate change. Australia on Thursday declared a state of emergency in the bushfire zones of New South Wales and Victoria. Due to the intensified heat wave, authorities have urged people to evacuate the impacted areas. On New Year's Eve, catastrophic blazes ripped through the country's southeast, killing at least 8 people and also standing holidaymakers. As on Thursday, New South Wales was struggling with 113 fires burning across the state, with over 4 million hectares already burned. At least 18 people are reported to have died in one of Australia's most devastating bushfire seasons yet, and there are growing fears that the death toll could rise further. As the blaze intensified, Prime Minister Scott Morrison on Thursday said that Australia's existing emissions reduction policies will do enough to protect the environment and seek to reduce bushfire risks. On to the top international focus now. General Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Al-Quds force and architect of its regional security apparatus, has been killed following a U.S. airstrike at the Baghdadi International Airport. The Pentagon confirmed the death of a Soleimani in Iraq, saying that the strike was carried out at the direction of US President Donald Trump and was aimed at deterring the future attacks allegedly being planned by Iran. US President Donald Trump also posted an image of the American flag on the social media following the news of Soleimani's death. Meanwhile, at least 8 people were also killed in the rocket attack at the Baghdadi airport, days after a pro-Iran mob laid siege to the American embassy. According to officials, 3 rockets hit the international airport in Baghdad, in which 2 cars exploded. And after the attack, the police evacuated the area. Meanwhile, relief and rescue operations are ongoing. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.